guys, thank you so much for returning. And I have my friend Z with me. And I wanted to say thank you guys so much for tuning in. We had quite a few viewers. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. And okay, so it's been 2 weeks since our last discussion here. What's been going on as far as your progress is concerned? Have you hit any snags or?
Since then, no. Well, the only thing that has changed that I'm 2 weeks further into my diet process for a competition, so I just got a little more hungrier.
Okay, so how far out do you have to plan your diet?
That's pretty much depending on well, it's individual thing, you know. So and as far as the time frame, it is always depending on the conditioning of the person, how much body fat they have. You know, if somebody is 9%, 10%, you might need 8 to 10 weeks. You know, if somebody is 16% body fat, I would go for 20 weeks. We call it a full prep. That's 20 weeks. That's usually the longest. You don't want to be doing it too long because you're gonna run into situations when you feel run down. So you always want to. Everything is time limited. So 20 weeks, you know, which is 5 months. That's long enough for anybody to be able to get, you know, into a good decent shape, and you know.
Now, I was reading. You're hungry.
That's what happens with when you're consistent with your diet. You know, day in day out, your body has a certain schedule. You start burning body fat. Everything becomes more healthier. You know, your liver is healthier. Yeah. So that's gonna stimulate. You do a lot of cardio. You stimulate your metabolic rate. And this is what this is all about: stimulating your metabolic rate. Once you stimulate your metabolism, your body just burns through everything so quickly that you're gonna be hungry. You're gonna eat your meal, and now later you're hungry. You know, and I'm talking about decent meal like, you know, chicken and vegetable and rice or potato.
I was checking out some of your recipes and stuff, and guys, yeah, check out. I posted again on the last one. I'll post it again this time. His Facebook, and he has a ton of videos there that he does, like how to eat, things that he's. The rice.
Cream of rice.
The cream of rice. Yes. Where did you get that?
Anywhere but Walmart. Any grocery store carry it pretty much.
Walmart doesn't though.
That's what. No, I can
See,
find it.
I
was surprised that they don't have it. I don't know why, but it's usually in the cereal section where you feel cream of wheat, and it's right there. But Walmart doesn't carry it. You can go to any other grocery store.
Hy-Vee.
Hy-Vee has it. You know, it's usually $2 or $3. It's a little orange box, and anywhere.
Okay. Because that.
Baker's, Hy-Vee,
now,
Family Fare, Fairway.
How do I put it? How does that stuff taste? Because I saw that you put eggs and
egg whites. It's
bananas.
Pretty. Yeah, you can flavor with anything. You know,
it takes on the flavor, but
it's the texture is kind of like mashed potato. You know, it's a little bit like that, and it's all like it's granulated rice, so it's gonna be having the little ricey taste. You know. Okay. You do want to flavor it. If it's plain, it's not very tasty. So you want to put something on it. Maybe it's just the cinnamon if you don't want to do too much. That's the other thing you put in there. Yep, cinnamon.
How did that taste with the eggs?
Great.
I mean,
great.
Okay.
It's egg, but it's egg white.
Egg white.
If you put eggs, it would change the whole texture. I think with egg white, it's really plain. It's very
pasteurized.
It's real eggs. I use the real eggs. I prefer the fresh eggs. Yeah, it's the fresh eggs is a little bit more. The pasteurized it's basically kind of processed on a very low temperature. They kind of, you know, heat it, so just to make sure they remove the bacteria. And but it changes the taste a little bit. The pasteurized egg whites are really light, you know, super like no flavor. At least the real egg has a little bit of texture and in a flavor. It's richer, so I like to use those, especially right now when you know eggs are so cheap. Yeah. You can buy a whole eggs, dozen and a half, 18 eggs for 50 cents. You know, so
I bought
it's economical.
Boxes.
Yeah, they use 60. There's a 60 box of 60 eggs for $1.60. You can't beat that. You know, the pasteurized eggs you buy, they're like $2 or $3.
Well, no,
So-
sometimes they're like 4 something.
Some, yeah, it depends where you go, but they can be costly.
Yeah.
So that's.
So you prefer that over the pasteurized one?
Yes.
Why? Does it contain more
Well,
nutrients?
like I said,
or-
no, it's pretty much the same. It's just the taste.
Okay.
It's a little bit better if I scramble it. When I cook it, the pasteurized eggs, I would suggest that, let's say, for example, if you do shakes.
Yes.
Okay? So if you want to drink it raw, it's perfect because it's safe. You know, remember it's been
Salmonella.
pasteurized, it's removed, so you can drink. You can put it in a blender. You can add whey protein, fruit. You can make a smoothie with
Yeah.
it, and it's perfectly fine. You know, you probably don't want to drink the real egg raw.
No.
That's
Yeah.
dangerous.
Because
So
that's
even though
salmonella and all that.
yeah, but my friends did it and when I started bodybuilding.
That's what I was gonna say.
It was all about
around.
eggs. You know, when you see that little scene in Rocky One when he's cracking the eggs in the glass, we used to do that. You know, but you remember that was then. Things changed now. You know, back then at least the eggs were safe. The food was different. You know, over the years, so everything
Chemicals
changed.
and-
Yeah, so.
Yeah. I hear
You were taking
now.
a chance, you know. It doesn't have to happen, but it might. You know, once it happens, you don't want to get a food poisoning. I've been there like 2 times. It's very bad. It's nasty. You're sick as hell. Your stomach is in pain. You run into the bathroom. You drop like 20 pounds. It's a good way to lose weight. You drop like 20 pounds in one weekend.
That's not good.
Feeling really bad.
Oh, that's horrible.
Yeah. So, but I don't think it happened from eggs. I think it was just something else in the food, and I just had a food. But eggs is the same thing. If you drink and you will have the bacteria, and you drink it, you will end up in the same situation.
Okay.
You know,
All
sick
right.
as hell. So you don't want to drink the raw egg white. I suggest you cook it. For cooking is great. Pasteurized egg whites great for drinking. You know, if if you're in a hurry in the morning, you need to do something. You know, just
See, that's
pour
what
it
I
out,
do.
make a smoothie, drink it. It's better to do that than be in a hurry and miss your meal. And then you go out. You know, you might last for a little bit, but then eventually you get hungry. When people get hungry, they'll just grab whatever they can. You know, what's that available, and then.
And that's,
So-
yeah. See, what I used to do is get the pasteurized milk,
Right.
get pasteurized eggs, and then milk.
Mhm.
And I'd put about like with the glass, I'd put about if the glass is about this big, I'd put about that much of the egg, and the rest is milk.
Mm-hmm. That would be about maybe 2 cups, cup and a
Yeah.
half of egg whites and
Yeah.
a little bit of milk. Yeah. you
Yeah,
can.
that's what I
What,
would
1% or 2%?
2%.
Okay.
And but yeah, see, this is my daughter. I don't think you got to meet my daughter. And
Just the Stephanie.
her boyfriend. No, this one
Sophia.
is Kaya.
Yeah.
This one's Kaya.
Hi.
Hi, we're doing
How
my
are you?
YouTube.
I like interrupting, thanks.
That's all right.
I'm just gonna say hi.
I know.
Hey,
This
nice
is
to
my
meet you.
daughter. This is my friend Z.
Nice to meet you. What's your name?
And
Scary, Kaya.
Kaya. Colin.
Colin,
and
yeah.
that's my friend Colin.
Boyfriend.
Yes,
Boyfriend,
yes.
friend
He's
Z.
like a son to me.
Yes.
He's my son. He's
Nothing.
yeah. But we're I'm introducing him, continuing our information on it.
I
So-
got this. I don't know if I'm allowed to.
Once you get to know me, I'm fun.
I believe it.
What did I tell you? What did you say? He was scary.
Yeah.
See that's my daughter says, "Ooh, you're scary."
Yeah, we talked about that last time. How do
We
you get,
did.
people get intimidated when they see you. You know, I think it's all depending on how you present yourself. You know, remember, you don't want to judge the book by its cover, so you start to get to know the person,
Yes.
and yeah.
And that's a part of like the whole BS, no excuse. There's no excuse to not talk to somebody. I mean, if somebody comes up to you and like you, if I were to come up to you and say, "Hi, how are you?" You know, blah 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 blah, and you looked at me and you're like, "What do you want? You're interrupting me." All I'd have to say is be like, "Oh, I am so sorry. I will leave you alone," and then go on. But you don't know until you ask. That's my whole thing. But there is gym etiquette.
Gym is a different story. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like I'm in the gym. I'm there for a purpose, you know. And when I train. That's when a lot of my friends maybe get the wrong idea that he's cocky, he's arrogant, But I'm there for a purpose, and I'm a competitive athlete, so I don't have the access to be in the private gym really. I I do, but not locally. I can drive over to my friend Jimmy in Council Bluffs, and it's a private gym where you can just go all out and nobody really bothers you.
Okay. Well,
But
plug him. Who's
when
Jimmy?
I'm in
Plug him. Who's Jimmy?
Jimmy Grandick, and he's got a Big Iron Gym compound. It's called Compound Big Iron Gym in Council Bluffs. It's a straight gym for powerlifting, weightlifting. You can do bodybuilding, but it's also family-oriented gym, where you can actually be feeling you more into that family kind of a place.
Okay.
So, but it is like when people train, they train, and we don't really, we get to socialize a little bit here and there.
But there's a purpose for being
But
there.
yes, there is that purpose I'm talking about. It's like when I go to commercial gym, people get to socialize too much. Or maybe they go there for the reason.
Maybe
to
that's the reason
socialize.
too.
And that's why I'm this group. Now they want to be me having part of their group, but when I'm in the gym, I'm there for, like I said, I have the purpose, the reason, I'm competing, I have to be focused, I have to train. But once I step out the door, then I can be your best friend.
Yeah.
That's why I always get the difference. When I'm in there, don't think I'm the same when I'm outside. I'm a different guy outside, so.
Well, that's where it comes into, there's different sides to people at different times. There's always that you in the gym, that is one side of who you are, and then you have the other side where, like you said, you're such a sweet person, extremely caring, very helpful, but when you're in the gym, you're like, okay, this is my bubble. And that is fine. That is fine. So if you guys ever see him in the gym, you guys know he's not.
I'm not all that like ignorant, when people say hi, how are you? It's pretty much, hey, how's it going? How's it going? Good, great. We'll make it short, quick, but I gotta move on. Can be out there really talk about my day or how much, or how's it going? What happened and things like that, because that was really, if you can train seriously, you get into zone. Once you're in that zone, you stay, once you get out of the zone, it can happen, by somebody talk too much, or be on the phone. Once you get out, it's really difficult to get back in. You don't get the same drive anymore, and the whole workout is pretty much ruined.
It's done.
So
you have to maintain that intensity on your muscles, because when you relax up here, do you agree that this kind of relaxes as well?
No. Like, you mean in the gym?
Yeah, because it's kind of like, okay, oh yeah, okay, and then you're like, okay, where was I at? Oh, great, now I got to activate that again, because I know, like, with your glutes are a naturally resting muscle. They're huge, so you have to wake them up, if you will, activate them. But then when you kind of stop, I mean,
that's what we engage in the mind-muscle connection. Once that is disconnected, it's really difficult to get back in there again.
That's what I'm referring to. Thank you. See, that's why he's the professional.
Professionally helpful.
No, you're awesome. You're a great coach.
I'm just another guy from the neighborhood who loves to inspire. I'm not any different from you or your daughter or anybody else out there.
No.
People always tell me, you this, no, I'm no superhero. I'm just another guy, and I'm not any different than from anybody else,
You're not any different, but there is a uniqueness about you. There is something that you do stand out on, and that's the fact of you have implementation, and a lot of people don't, including myself. There's a lot of areas, and fitness is one. I don't implement like I should. You do. And that's where, at least for me, do I think you're a Superman? No, there is no such thing as a Superman. Do I think you're driven, inspiring? Absolutely. Absolutely. And the fact that you're humble speaks volumes. I mean...
Always. I have a big sign in my bathroom when I, take a shower and dressing, and I always look at the sign. Stay humble, work hard, and be kind.
See?
So,
See?
every morning. So, a lot of the other things, I do and I help people with, I feel like, I don't think I I deserve all the credit. I think it's God really
Yes.
picks you, and he's like, people always say, but some people say God doesn't exist. If He does this, why isn't this good? This. But God doesn't step down and work Himself. He works through us, through nature, through people, through circumstances, everything that's happening out there. That's how He works. So I believe when all the things that I've done, and people always tell me, this and that, I think it's just God's work. It works through me. He's using me as a vehicle to get to you, like transports this message,
Yes.
That's how it works. So,
Oh, my Lanta. Okay, this is... Okay, this morning, I'll be honest, I did not go to church because I was so tired. But I was listening to music on YouTube. I have videos, and I have one that says... basically, it's Christian music that I listen to, and one song, and I'm gonna have to find it, but one song came on, and a lyric in there was this. It said, "I asked God, why do you let this happen? Why can't you change this? Why don't you step in?" And then the guy said that the Lord's response was, "I did. I sent you." And that I was like, whoa.
That's it.
Like,
That's
whoa.
exactly what I'm saying. He makes, and you go ahead and you make the choice.
Yeah.
You make it better.
Yeah. You have to make that. That's what's called free will.
And then it comes back to you. The attraction, in God is just, that's what you do. It'll come back to you. And man, I want to do this. It feels good. Well, do more.
Yes. Yes. But so many people are so afraid of being considered I do not like the terminology, a Bible thumper. People are like, I don't want to hear about that. Don't push your religion on me. Don't push this on me. And I'm not. I don't do that to people. I don't. But I do feel it's my responsibility as a Christian to put my faith out there, to show people, hey, this is what I
share
believe.
it. You have to share it. That's all part of it. You have to share it with the world. You have to share it with others. The goodness, the positive you have, you go out and you share it. You tell them this works. And that's what happens. Many people, they think it's just negative. It doesn't work, and so they're, or maybe it does work, but they want to sort of keep it for themselves because they think if I'm going to share it, then we're going to run out.
Yeah.
And they want to keep all that, so they fear the good is just not enough. So they're living greed and fear. So, but the truth is there's more than good enough, more than good to go around. So you go out and you share all the good and positive you have in you. Your experience, what you have experienced. It's nothing about bragging. It's just sharing the good, positive things.
Exactly.
People will absorb it. People will, accept it.
Yep.
They will appreciate it. And
Oh, there's the husband.
how's it going?
Good, how are you doing?
Good.
Yeah, that's cool. The other
I
thing.
think you're gonna offer me food. I was like, I'll take it. I'm on the diet, but
No, hon, don't offer him food.
fortunately, can't do it.
No, you cannot.
I could eat a horse now.
See, and that is a BS no excuse.
What's the strange thing about when you're dieting, you do all these things. What I do at home when I have the opportunity, I try changing on the food channel. It's the 54, I think, on the cable.
Okay, that's
they have the food thing. I was like watching the food. I actually love, food and cooking. If somebody asks me, what would you be if you wouldn't be bodybuilder? I'd be a chef. I love to
Really?
I love to cook. I love to work with food and learn about food and how to cook it with certain things. And I grew up on actually the home. We were doing a lot of home cooking. We actually had to do our own food because we wouldn't have any fast food. There was no rest. There wouldn't be one restaurant around in my city. Yeah, there was nothing in there. So everybody always cooked their own food.
Wow.
Yeah. I basically was raised on homemade food, home cooking. And when you live there, you see that, you just watch, hey, how do you do this? How do you do that? Sometimes my mom, she made me like peel potatoes and had to do that and cut them up. Or sometimes we did fries or things like that. So I could cut them in little pieces and everything was just, homemade, handmade.
See, there's another thing where you and I are very similar in is because I grew up in the country, and just like you, the closest fast food restaurant.
Like you mean country, like in here or like in
No, like
Philippines?
no. When I say in the country, I mean like probably like 20 minutes, 30 minutes
Okay.
away from a city or a
Okay.
town, like out in the woods.
Mhm.
That's where I live, and it's a little town called Pole Camp. What's that, Pole Camp? But anyway, yeah, that's where, and we had a garden. We had a big garden, and my mom would send us out there. My favorite food was my mom's homemade biscuits and gravy with fresh homegrown tomatoes on top.
Wow.
Yeah, that was, and to this day, I make good gravy, don't I?
Yeah.
Country gravy, and it's not, all it is flour, salt and pepper, and milk. That's it.
And you're dying now.
Huh?
I'm dying.
I'm sorry.
Is it torturing me with food and good tasting delicious meals?
I know.
And torture. I just have plain boiled chicken breast and baked sweet potato.
Okay, now do you put anything on that?
No? Well, I do like a mustard, like a Dijon mustard.
Yes,
No, that's
see?
fine. I actually like the Dijon mustard with the turmeric in it.
I can't have turmeric.
You do
No,
that all? Oh my
my
god! I was just gonna
stomach-
say because it's really healthy for you.
It
It's
is.
super good, especially if you buy the fresh one. You gotta just wash it and shred it, put it in your food.
I can't.
Yeah,
My
because
stomach
you have
is
the
yeah.
allergy
because
from
of the GERD.
Mhm.
My stomach is like no.
Too bad. It
But-
cleanses your liver, kidneys, detox your body. It's anti-inflammatory, super for inflammation, so it's really good. So that and so the mustard and Frank's hot sauce.
Frank's hot
Yeah,
sauce.
it's like a Frank's. It's called Frank's. Never
Oh.
you know Frank's? Frank, it's
Where do
just
you get it?
anywhere. Just go in ketchup, aisle when they have ketchup, mustard. You're gonna see it right there. Frank's. They have like different spice levels.
Help with your, if you guys are doing.
I actually do have some of my customers, and I work with people on food, and they need grocery help. So because some people like never really grocery shop, so I'm like, okay, let's go. You drive there, and I just had a guy this past summer, and he's like, where do you find that? I sent him a diet, it's like turkey, this and that. Where do you find that? It's in the meat department, I didn't see it. All right, I just told him, let's go. We drove to the store, and I showed,
Oh,
right,
that's cool.
this is your ground turkey. This is 97%, fat free.
So wait a minute.
There's this drink, that drink. I would suggest like drinking some coconut water, and
Oh yeah, that's good.
yeah. That's
So when you train somebody, do you take them and say, okay, look, you can do this, this, and this, if they ask you?
yes, if they need help, I just try to because if they can, then it's the whole point is gone. So when I work with people, I want them to succeed. But if they do not understand a certain part, they don't know how to do it, then it's my responsibility to go out and help them with it.
Okay.
I'm not just gonna say, hey, here's your stuff. This is what we're gonna do. Now you do it. If you get stuck and it's like, but how do I, even food? This just video that I just made, the cream of rice. I sent it to my friend, and he was asking me about how to do it because so I just tried to make a video. Here's how I show you how.
Now,
So that's why I make these videos. So because people live somewhere else and I cannot drive there and help them, so I just make a video. Look right here, But if they're local, my friends, and they need help with shopping. I'm also good with prices. I can tell you, don't buy this; it's too expensive. That we can go somewhere else and buy cheaper. Because I have some friends, they just go to the store and buy a few things and they're $80. No, you don't buy chicken that's $5 per pound. We can buy something less expensive than that. We can go
and
to that
still
store, this
maintain
store.
the
Yes.
same nutrition.
Yeah, so I can help people with on the budget. I can show them better prices. Don't buy this too expensive. That's 7 years when you run into the store. I've been doing it since 2010, 2011. Every day you learn. I know nothing about clothes. That's my wife. If I go to a store and I buy this, what the hell did you buy? That's too expensive. I don't know.
It looks good. You'll like it.
Yeah, she says, this is too much. That's a good deal. This is bargain. What? I know that about food. So if I go to the grocery store, I look at this. That's too much.
So that is something that in this one that I want to do is plug, if you will, your business, what you do. How did you decide to start training people?
That was just like idea. I know about what I'm gonna do. I need something. I need to make a living. So I used to have all kinds of different jobs. I work in the warehouse, retail, sales. I was a chef. I cooked Chinese food. Surprised, yes. Hy-Vee, actually. Everyone knows Hy-Vee, the kitchen they have.
Yeah.
They have the different departments, Chinese. So I did that. And they taught me everything, how to do everything. I know how to make the sauce, everything. Chinese food, there's a lot of sugar in there. A lot of sugar.
Oh, really?
The sauce they make, it's all sugar. There's some other like Hoisin sauce, oyster sauce, different type of sauce, but it's all sugar. A lot of oil. So yeah, Chinese food is pretty much like a cheat meal. I would not really eat it all the time. So it's very high in calories. But I was a chef. I did security jobs. I was a merchandiser, stocker. But it's just like a job. You make money. You wake up, you do something you don't really like. You just do it for the money. So I'm like, what do I like? You ask yourself. Like we talked about that last time. Who do you want to be? What you want to do, and just go in and do it. So fitness training. So I decided I'm gonna hit somebody at the gym. I started with one guy. And then before I knew it, I had so many people that I said, no more. I'm not hiring no more people because I'm too busy. I need time for myself, for my training and family. So I was basically full. I said no more. But that was in the gym. Then the gym fortunately closed down. When it shut down, most people left. I managed to maintain some friends. And I still train them in my little fitness center where I live. There is a little fitness center, so I trained them over there since 2013, 2012, I think. But so that's my thing that I do is training one-on-one like this. I can also provide a nutrition plan, which I usually do online because I have other people that I work with in different states. I actually have somebody in my country, birth country, Czech Republic, and I have one guy, Czech, who lives in England. So that's everything online. Send down the diet, send him the training protocol, and supplements outlines. And I'm available for contest prep. So if somebody needs to, dial in for competition, you can help them because I got close to 30 competitions under my belt, so I think I have some credentials.
You have 30?
I have close to 30 shows. Since I started first when I was 18 years old. I did 3 competitions in Czech Republic, and then when I moved up into United States, I was competing since 1998.
Oh, wow.
Then I have a few powerlifting meets, but I can help with that also, but my preference is mostly bodybuilding, and I can help also females, with their competition. There's different levels. We have the bikini, we have the figure, and we have the physique. So
there's fitness too.
Fitness also, but I didn't get a chance to meet anybody who was in fitness yet.
Okay.
Mostly it's actually bikini and figure. Every requires different muscle tone, muscle definition, things like that. So
If you can see the striations and
that's more like bodybuilding.
Bodybuilding,
Yes.
yeah.
So the diet needs to be done accordingly. So it's not too much and not enough. Training also needs to be done properly. So the female doesn't start build too much muscles. If she chooses to do a bikini or figure class. That's all important, and of course monitor the clients all the time. You have to always monitor their progress and their physique. So if I have a local person, I can check them in personally in the gym. If they outside of the area, we usually send me pictures.
Okay.
So we can take pictures, or we can do also Skyping on the webcam because I prefer to camera, because pictures sometimes can be delusional,
Yes, they can.
not very
Certain lighting.
pictures don't do you justice, so sometimes it doesn't show the whole truth. So then you try to dial the person, and the diet is important. I need to know exactly what the person looks like in a high definition and good quality, picture image. So
Now, having said this with your business, and I will, again, like I did last time, I'll give all of his contact information, except your
But
phone number I did not give out.
Okay.
I said to email me if you want it, and then what do you want me to do?
But I have to add, bodybuilding, fitness, building muscle is not my only thing I'm specifying.
Okay.
It's also healthy lifestyle. So because I have met a lot of my friends, customers, I don't want muscles. Okay, so now I don't want people to get the wrong idea. Yeah, but it's just building
That's
muscles.
good.
No, I can also provide with a good, healthy lifestyle, according to your needs, not just fitness and bodybuilding needs.
Well, that's
So
good.
the plan is, the nutrition is also a little different. There's always difference between dieting for competition and having a lifestyle, good, balanced nutrition plan, So it's important to know the difference.
And you can do that because I know a lot of people out there, they're like, I can't do that. That's too expensive. Healthy food is more expensive. Is there a way to circumvent around the expense of a healthy lifestyle?
To me, I never really experienced a lot. Well, first of all, when you make your own food, if you're shopping in Whole Foods, yes, it's very expensive. But if you're, humble yourself and you go grocery shop in regular grocery convenience stores, you can still look for good deals. And you make your own food, it's always, and I would say always, a lot cheaper than eating out. Okay? So, yes, if you you eat out, chicken, you can still have something healthy, you don't have to be, when I'm saying eating out doesn't mean you go to McDonald's and have a burger or something. You can go to a regular diner and have a chicken with something baked potato, and usually it can leave $10, for that food. I can go to a store, I can take $10 and I can buy 6 chicken breasts, 5 chicken breasts, for that same deal.
Yeah, that's
So
true. That's very
really
true.
making your own food is a lot cheaper than eating out. That's one thing that's very important to understand. And that's why, when people look at me and say, oh my God, you must be like $300 and $400 a week, the food you're eating. No, I can go to $80, $90 per week. And I can still eat a lot. Yes, because, I know how to shop, I know how to bargain, I know how to look for good deals, and I don't really spend out too much money. Meat is probably one of the most expensive thing out there. Chicken, well, steak is very, beef is very expensive. I don't do a lot of beef unless it's off season. Now I'm in contest prep, so I do a lot of chicken, turkey, fish. Fish is medium cost, but chicken is very cheap. So I do that. Now, when you buy sweet potatoes, regular rice, that's all cheap, really, and it can last you a few days. So I just don't see where would be very expensive, I mean, if you're eating out, yes, but if you make your own food, you make it yourself, it's very economical.
Okay. All right. I'm going to put this out there to my viewers here. I'll see if you're up for it. Would you be up for me following you and recording you at a grocery store buying things?
Yeah, I've done it before. Yeah.
If you guys, depending on how many yeses, put, you have to subscribe, put yes if that's something that you would like for me to do. Follow him around to kind of help you guys get a better idea of when you go out to the grocery store, what to get. Because I'll be honest with you, I'm one of them. I don't know. And here's Sophie. Oh, it's all right.
Hey, how are you?
This is my friend Z. And
well, no, I did last time.
did
right?
you meet him?
Yes.
Oh, yeah, you did, didn't you? That was 2 weeks ago. I'm okay. Okay, getting back to the channel BS No Excuses. You do train individuals. What are the top 5 excuses that you hear from some of your clients as to why they can't follow through with the program that you provide?
I don't know if that many. I don't know if I can come up with that many.
Oh, okay, this is good.
But there is always one, and it's always the same.
Oh, really? What's that?
I don't have time.
Okay.
I don't have time to cook. I don't have time to prepare the food. I don't have time.
So what do you say to people like that? Because this is
time,
about no excuse.
yes, time management is everything. You know, you look at it, days are 24 hours. You know, you sleep 8 hours, maybe the last 6, so you still have 18 hours left. You know, it's plenty time. You know, you go to your job, 8 hours, 9 hours driving, traffic. You know, kids, family. You know, other things. I believe there's still at least you need 1 hour. You know, spend 1 hour. You don't really need that much time to cook your food. You know, it's time management is everything. You know, take a piece of paper, write down the things you do. You know, the time you spend, how much time you need to spend with your family and your job and projects, things like that, and then you see what you have left. But mostly, people say, you know, I don't have time, but then I see them hanging out too much on like social medias. You know, get off the Facebook, get off these things, you know, and spend more time doing your, you know, focus on your goal.
So basically, do an inventory on yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Do an inventory on your time, and like I say, there's BS, no excuse. There is no excuse for certain things. Is there an excuse? Yes, sometimes there is an excuse. There's always an excuse, but is it valid? And is it something that you can overcome?
Actually, I was gonna mention about this. You know, somebody still can come up with the time and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So Rexius,
Yes.
that's my guy.
Rexius?
Team Rexius, because he always takes one person to prove everybody else wrong. Okay, this guy is a family person.
Yes, he is.
5 kids. He's
I know
managing
him.
a lot of stores. He spends 70 hours a week just running all over the place for his business. He's got to spend time with his kids. He's got 5 kids. He still managed to prepare for his shows. And like I said, preparing for a show is a lot harder and stricter than just a healthy lifestyle. You have to have these meals when you train for competition, no matter what. You know, there's no excuse. So if he had time to do all of that, you can too.
Yes,
You know?
and I know Tim and Brittany. I know all of them, and also Tim and Nick. They have their gym.
Just been the last week.
Yeah, yes,
Really great
he
place.
was there, and it was at Iron Haven. Love it. And again, both of those individuals, Tim and Nick and Danny and Brittany, they're family oriented, and that's what I love about Rexius Nutrition. It's family oriented, and it's not. They're driven also with the passion like that we have is for health, for improving on you, you know, and what you can produce for the world as well. And I'm Tim. When he was doing that competition, I was watching him through the whole thing. And Tim and Brittany, they got married last year.
I've been at the wedding.
Exactly. And, oh, you were at their wedding?
Yes. I was like, exactly. Like, yeah, well.
Yeah. And it's just.
Cool couple, really cool guys.
Oh, yeah.
God bless them.
Yes. Yeah. Yes. The other thing is, you know, the stuff that they do, because we go to church. We go to the same church. And if they can still have 5 kids, manage a huge business, but still give back in, you know, God's way of, you know, giving to other people, there's no excuse for anybody to say, I can't do this. I don't have time.
Exactly. Amen to that.
What are some of your excuses that you found yourself coming up with? If you're honest with yourself.
Like me.
Yes.
Me.
Yes. Like, I'm too tired, or...
No, I never really felt sorry for myself. Believe me. I had days where I was so tired, you know, and because like I said, when you're dieting for a competition, calories are restricted, you have to do a lot of work, you have to train twice, you know, with cardio and training, sometimes 3 times a day, because you have to do 2 cardio sessions and training. So, you know, you're just running down, you know. And I had days when I was literally just dragging on my feet to the gym. I just was falling asleep, and I was like, no, I got to get this done, you know. So I never really felt sorry for myself. I trained hard, and I managed to overcome like a self-pity and things like that. But as far as my excuses, I can... there was actually one, but I think my wife would say that. She knows me better. I think my wife knows me better than me. And there's certain things... Maybe little bit of doubt, maybe. Yeah. Sometimes I get so humble, in myself that I start having a little bit of
Doubt.
the doubt, yeah, for certain things,
Like what?
Well, just any, like overall, if you're see it, like for example, my wife can say, you could do more than this, you can do more, you can do all this, but you kind of just having a little bit of a doubt, in yourself, that you holding yourself back, basically, I don't really have like a fear of failure, because that's another thing people might sometimes have a, fear of failure, where they have a goal, they think, hey, maybe I would like to do this, they have this thought and the idea about something, but now they have this other thought about what if it's not going to work out, so they're afraid to fail. So I'm going to spend all this time, all this money and everything, invest into this, and then it's not going to work out, so they don't even go for it, but it's actually bad. You need to, if you have that thought, that's there for a reason. You have the inspiring thought, you have to trust it. You trust yourself, proceed with everything, it will work. You just basically see it already. You have to dwell on the results, that it's already happened. You just have to basically be patient to get there, So fear of failure is easy to break. You don't think of failure, it will work. You have to trust your idea that you had in your mind, and because this fear of failure it basically, maybe it might be my case a little bit. It paralyzes you. It makes you, like, just slows down everything in your progress.
Okay.
And you break that fear of failure by thinking it will work. Or see it or visualize already that happened. Okay. For example, there's a 200-pound weight, and I have to go and you have to pick it up. Well, if I'm gonna be there, well, I don't know, start thinking too much,
You psych yourself out.
Then then you already have that fear of, if I'm gonna fail, it's not gonna. So no, you picture yourself, visualize getting that way, believe it you can, leave no doubt at all in you at all that you can do it. You already see it lifted.
Visualization.
And then you do it. Then you act on it.
I got it.
So same thing can be anything else out there. That was just the example. If you now have a successful business, you have the idea, make it already, see it that it's already done. Mm-hmm. See it already happening. You have a restaurant full of customers, big food, everything. See it already, that it's already existing.
Okay.
Every day, exercise this visualization.
That's one thing I do want to touch upon, but I think my daughter has. This is something, we were talking about BS, no excuses, and I do think that this is, I'm human. An excuse for me is my health. There's been 3 times now that I've tried to work out for competition. Every single time I've tried to, I end up getting sick. I can't. It's like my body is like, nope. I actually end up in the hospital.
Mm-hmm. Because you experienced that.
Yes, and
see that this experience it became part of you, part of your thinking.
Yes.
Now, before it even happened, you're already maybe thinking,
yes,
this, and then it happens.
No,
so
there is no maybe. I do think that. So
mm-hmm. It's all you can heal yourself. All the uncurable can be curable from within. So.
See, I think that's where I agree with you. My heart agrees. It's like, yes, you can do that. But then the brain, the which a lot of people out there have is, okay, but there's a science behind that as well. Like for me, I have 5 spleens. And they don't function properly. So that's why, like, when I get drained, when I get too tired, my body literally shuts down,
mm-hmm.
literally. If I get any type of an infection in my bloodstream, that's why I went into the coma. I was on life support, and it's all because my body cannot handle the stress. And I've had doctors tell me that, and I played football. tackle football, and my doctor, when he found out, he was mad. I mean, he was mad at
Because you
me.
were playing the football.
Because I played football.
Mhm.
Because of my 5 spleens, if any of them ruptured, because if I got hit,
Mhm.
they don't know what that would do to me. So, as a coach, if you were coaching somebody like me who does have that little bit of mindset, I still have that. I'm gonna do it. I don't care. I'm gonna do it.
Well, that's always in there. You know, that's been basically said that your mindset it's there or it's not there. You can't even create mindset. That's not possible. You know, the mindset is already there. You just gotta find out what it is that it's being set for. You know, like people say, like bodybuilding, I gotta create this mindset for this show. You don't create mindset. It's gotta be there in the first place to begin with. All you're doing in the process is just polishing the edges. You know, where you better yourself.
That's a
You know,
good
if
way
you
of putting
because
it.
that's when I believe many my friends that when they tried to do bodybuilding show, you know, they didn't have that mindset in the first place, and when they proceed, they gave in. You know, your mindset will help you if it's really there, help you carry you through the whole process, no matter what the situation or how difficult it's gonna get. So
Where do you, as a trainer, look at an individual?
we all have different mindsets. You know, you just gotta find out what is it that your mindset. Like you said, you still have that drive. You still like push it. Well, that's because you do have it. That's your mindset. You know, you wanna go do these things. So you have it. You know, you always have it. And the only thing is exercise your spirit and your mind, where you strongly believe that none of these things that you experienced happen healthy, you know, whole time. Leave no doubt that anything bad can happen. Just stay in the positive, good, trust yourself the whole time.
But at what point do you?
And always do it like, you know, now. You have to feel and you have to believe in yourself now, not that, you know, in the future, I'm going to do this and this and that. Because, well, you have past, you have now, your future, past, that's already done. You know, you can never change it. It's already been, forget it. Future, what is really future? The future is the outcome of what you're doing now.
Very true.
So you can't really say on the future, no, it's bring yourself to, you think of a future now, this moment. So whatever you do now will create that future.
Right.
So at this point, what you're doing now, what you're thinking now, is gonna be the residual outcome in the future. So, but you have to be completely convinced that you're good, you know, and whatever you do is healthy and it's helping you and it's there for you, for your benefit.
Okay.
If you start having these other thoughts, then it'll.
At what point, though, for me, I was training with Nick, and not just Nick, but there was another trainer before I even knew who Nick was, who pushed me, and that's what a trainer does. Is, you know, they push you. You know, they get you out of your comfort level, your comfort zone. But at what point do you, one as a trainer and one as you, have to stop yourself? Because I am the type of person, if you tell me, go, push, I do it to the point where not just failure, but I hurt myself.
Your mindset is there for, you know,
Yes.
to push you, so you go ahead.
Yes.
Well, that's where the big person you're working with, you know, kind of steps in. Because we, you know, individual like you or me, we tend to just go for things. We maybe overdo it. Sometimes, you know, we have a good person who says, no, that's good enough. That's it. Shut down. You know, that's important. And it all is based on your goals, you know, on what you really want. Is are you gonna have a serious, like, you know, goal when you want to be the best athlete in the world, or you just want to improve your body, look good, you know, look healthy and firmed? So there's different intensity
Yes.
for each goal,
I agree.
individual. I also believe, that there is training the heart, there is training smart. You gotta be sensible with your body. When I train with my clients, sometimes some of my clients are over 40, close to 50 years old. And she said, "Oh, there's this cool thing I saw, boot camps and this and that." I was like, "No, we're not gonna do that. We're not gonna be flipping tires and do, jackhammer and this. I don't want to hurt nobody's feelings." But I said, that's for these girls and guys, they 18 years old, 20 years old.
Yeah.
You're not gonna do it with you, it just they train with me. I don't have any competitive, people. It's just mostly just friends. They want to stay healthy. And you don't need to do that, You just exercise. I do regular workout in the gym. I can work with kettlebells, and cable Pilates a little bit. But weights, machines is my preference. I don't flip tires and things like that or climb a rope. Yeah, so you want to live healthy, here's how we're going to train. You want to go to the competition, and it's a national competition. The competition is huge. You're 25 years old. Okay, this is how we're going to train,
And what if it's somebody who is in their 50s and they're like, I want to do a competition, not a national competition, but like a local competition, the one that comes up in May?
Same thing. I would not really be doing anything like super too crazy, Workout just normally, and I would leave the whole success to the nutrition. I would focus more on nutrition than the actual training, for individuals as such.
Okay.
So yeah, it's pretty much everything is actually nutrition, to be honest with you. And I've finding out that for myself, because I'm the type of guy that I can go to the gym and be there for 3 hours and train like crazy, but all that would eventually just lead to being too much, and my body would end up being too just stringy, run down, not even looking healthy.
Okay.
So nutrition is the biggest factor when it comes to this, So that age,
That is true.
let's focus on the food. We're still gonna do the work, but we're not gonna be there. Hey man, I'm a warrior. I'm gonna kill it. Let's go. Let's go. No, none of that. Just gonna work out to dial the person in to be toned and firm. And you can do that with also normal workout. There's no need really to do anything crazy like that.
See, this is what I'm talking about. I mean, some of the videos that I see you in, like that I watch you in, I mean, you're just like, rah, rah, I mean, these big, huge ass weights that are just, wow. It's like, dude, you press me like there's, oh, okay.
That's the mindset.
Cindy's like a feather. I mean, this is the weight that you lift. But there's that intensity that you have, but then there's this and this side of you that a lot of people one or two things. Either they're afraid to get to know you, or they don't know how to ask you. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
And that's why
I notice that a lot. In the gym, there's this, and then they actually send me a message. They find out who I am. They find me on Facebook, whatever, and they send me a message. I see you in the gym, but I didn't want to interrupt you because you look like you were too intense or something into your workout. So
I do.
they just send me a message.
I do.
Like to talk to me. Yeah.
Hey, a perfect example. The other day when you were at the gym and you were helping me, and with isolating my
The back.
yes. And it's like, okay, what am I doing wrong? And I was overextending, and I was going way far too back, and you helped, But I also did it when you weren't, I don't think I did, when you were in between your sets, you were actually moving completely to a different thing. Because I didn't want to interrupt your set. Again, that goes back to gym etiquette.
Yeah, I was almost done, actually. I was almost at the end.
Yes, you were.
Yeah.
You were. But I mean that.
But I can do that, I guess. When I see that you're serious, you want to do this, you need really help. I can quickly demonstrate and show you how it's done, and I proceed with my other things that I have to do in the gym.
Yeah. And I appreciate it, and I don't ever want to be intrusive.
Yeah, you can ask me. You can ask me. That's fine. I'm there to help, and That's also part of who I am, what I do. You know,
Yeah.
if you know, be out there start talking to me about, hey, how was the coffee yesterday? Well, that's perhaps something else. But you know, you learn to work with your body. That's no
Okay.
problem.
I gotta ask because some people at work asked, "How big are your biceps?"
20s.
20s.
Yeah, I can get past that. I'm mad. You know, well, see, that's again, I have to be positive, good, being, thinking, visualize my arms grow. My competitors have 22, 12, I'm 23 inches. You know, 2 inches, like extra 2 inches on arms is a lot. Well, 2 inches on the waist can be a lot.
That's true.
So,
That is very true.
Arms are not smaller, but it's 20 years. I have 20 inches for like forever. I just cannot break through. I think. See, this is what I was gonna just maybe answer that question you asked me earlier about what your excuses is. I think I have this little limitation in my not really doubt that I mentioned. It's more like little limitations that I have that I do not really see myself expand to where I just can be even better. You know, like the arms. Like everybody knows Arnold. Arnold said, when I train my arms, I didn't visualize my arms. I visualize mountains. You know, like big, huge mountain peak. You know, it's in there. That's why I always saw big mountains.
Yeah.
And it goes back when you say visualize. We'll talk about that. Visualize something you want. See it already done, and it will happen. You know, there's all these people, this evidence everywhere, all around us that it really works.
I agree.
And he said they were not like really mountains, you know, miles, but they were huge. He had 23 inches arms, the same thing, you know, and they were really big. That's what Arnold was known for, his big arms. So now but see, I'm trying to do it, but I still feel there's limit. Like I'm limiting myself, you know. That I want to train.
How do you think you're limiting?
Like, you know, I say, okay, no, take 20 inches, and I always think that, you know, I need to think beyond that, you know, and I need to learn how to do that. It always bring me back to that reality, you know. You kind of have to snap out of that zone and be having fun with it, you know. Just go imagine things, you know, visualize in your mind that are beyond what you really see.
So I think the next time I see you in the gym, I'm going to ask you, so what peaks are you envisioning today? Pikes Peak? You know, Olympus?
They're going to call me a plumber. They're working on the pipes today. Put on my pants, you know, half of my butt crack. Picking up the dumbbells. What are you doing? Well, I have a pipe work today to do.
I have seen that. I have seen that, and I'm nice about it.
But if we haven't seen it on you when you were changing the garbage disposal your video, when you were changing the garbage disposal on your video, we didn't see it on you.
That is true. I was thinking about pies. Thank God, trust me, that is not an image anyone wants to see. You saw my video.
Of course, I even texted you. I was like, oh
Yes,
my
you
God,
did.
that was amazing. You know, I don't really see that.
Yeah.
I was like, what do you see? You know, I'm kind of skillful, you know, I can do things here and there, but I don't know if I would challenge myself or take a challenge for that, you know. It's not that easy. I think you look at it, this, all these pipes,
No, it wasn't. It was fun, and it was educational. For me, I like to think that
But what you how to do that? You just like knew it, or because you have to have some kind of skills and knowledge. You don't just take that and change it.
The farm.
Oh, okay.
Grow
So
up
you do
on
have
the farm.
some
My ex-husband was military. So when he was gone, which was quite a bit, I had my 3 kids, plus I had an in-home daycare that I did. And I was a single parent during that time when he was gone. And he'd be gone, sometimes like a month or so at a time. And I was everything.
So it was on your own. You had to rely on yourself.
And like you said, it's all mind. And like my mom, give you an example.
Made it possible.
I was pregnant with my daughter, and my first one, Kana. And my mom needed her oil changed in her car. So one day, when she was out and gone, I took the ramps that you drive up on. I set them in front of the garage to where the back was right here. I drove the car up onto it. That way, if anything happened, it would bump up against the garage.
Stop against it.
And I got up underneath there, I changed my mom's oil.
You change which one?
My mom's oil in her car.
Oh, okay. And the filter?
Yep,
Nice.
and I was 7 months pregnant.
Wow. Wow.
I changed her spark plugs, I changed, that's why for me, I'm a big, huge advocate in women being able to take care of themselves. Not having to depend on a man, but not, it's a very...
If you can do it,
Yes,
and,
it's very tricky in balancing things like that, because you don't want, you don't want your man to be like, dude, hello, I'm here. You don't want to demasculate them, but at the same time,
you want to feel you're independent.
Be there. Depend on you. And but yeah, that's no excuse. You have to get out there and do this. But thanks for reviewing that. I do before we go. Yes. Before we go, I do want to get back to some of the questions that we didn't get to. One was from Paul. Who messaged you. His YouTube site was Paul King Midas, and he wanted to know, is eating enough food to support such large amounts of mass harder than the actual lifting of the weights? And how much do you eat, and when, and why?
The eating part is yes.
Okay.
It's a lot harder because, like I said, this is a lifestyle which is pretty much based on your nutritional factor. The training in the gym, I say it all the time. Anybody go to the gym and have fun, then for an hour or two, well, if you're more serious, you can still train more serious. But you really spend an hour, maybe 2 hours in the gym, and game over. That's it. You go home and do whatever. The nutritional factor goes with you all day long. So, if you know the sleep. Well, I know some guys, like professional athletes, they do actually wake up in the middle of the night just to go and consume their meal, which is what they need to do. So they're actually eating all around the clock. It's not just from 2. Yeah, it's very disciplined, and they have to have nutrients even throughout the night. So that is very challenging, because you have to have the meals. Now the meal is not just gonna walk to you. You have to go to the store. You have to purchase your grocery shop. You have to bring it home, put everything away, separate the meat, put it in, you have to do everything by time management, like I said. You can either grocery shop every day. If you're very busy, you can go to the grocery shop and buy for 4 days ahead, but then you have to separate everything, be smart. Okay, now I can put this much in the refrigerator, but I put this in the freezer so it doesn't spoil. Do all of that, then you take the meat, you have to defat it, trim all that stuff, clean it, so it's they cook it, and have your meals ready in a container, Tupperware, whatever, for the whole day. And if you're busy, you're traveling, you're out for 3 days, you can need to buy a huge, actually Rexius, he sells big bags where you can carry your meals.
Six-pack.
Six-packs,
I
yes.
have one of those.
You need to have those and just prepare your meals and take them with you wherever you go. And so that's a lot difficult to do. Be able to be consistent with your nutrition day in, day out. It's a lot harder than just taking 1 or 2 hours in the gym. That's fun.
That's the fun part.
That's the fun part.
Okay.
Nutrition is more serious and more important to have to be in possession of. How much I eat now for this prep? I'm in the contest prep, so I have 6 meals per day, and that actually is one less than I used to. I used to have 7 meals. It's 6 meals. Everything is solid. I don't do any shakes. Simple reason, shakes when I'm on a contest prep, they don't really do much for me. They don't hit my body hard enough. I need to have a solid meal.
You have to have solid.
And off season, I do shakes here and there when I'm tired, and I just don't want to cook, so I just make a shake. But like I said, no excuses. You need to have something every 3 to 4 hours. If you don't have a meal, then at least have a shake. But that's off season, you can get away with that. Contest, it's strict. This is what you're gonna have. This is what you're gonna eat. There's no excuse about that. Yes, no.
Okay.
So 6 meals. I eat about 2.7 pounds of chicken breast, and I have about 6 to 7 ounces of swipe fish per day. So it's it's over 3 pounds, I'd say, altogether, chicken breast and fish per day. That's what I mentioned last time. We talked
Yeah,
about
you
that.
did. Yeah, and unfortunately it didn't record.
And she's doing it again.
I know, I'm like, no!
Surprised. I already
Hey!
told you. It's a little bit over 3 pounds. And then I don't need any eggs right now. I just want to rely on, I have a better experience with meat, chicken, beef,
Okay.
fish, especially right now. Like I said, this is individual thing. What I do, it works on me. That doesn't necessarily works on you or someone else, because you have to experiment what food works best for you, and that comes in years of knowledge and experimenting. That's when it's not difficult, when it's important to understand nutrition is really, really, really everything.
Hence, that's
in
why,
this.
yeah, that's why when
you find the right
contact him,
when you find the right food, you win. That's it. You
you got it. You got that.
you gotta make the proper choice. Yeah, there's a lot of choices of. You don't have to like meat. It's now chicken, fish, sweet potato, brown rice. That's all I eat all day. That's only 4 things. You don't have to have just. There's more varieties, more choices of other food to eat. It's important to know the choices, and I have a huge list. Over the years, I was just writing down things, so I have different macros of different carbs, different protein, different fats, and I just have over 20 to 30, different choices for each carb, protein, and fat, and I can just work with that. When somebody called me for a diet, I don't really do any okay, this is already made, so I'm just gonna send him this. My diet is custom made. I customize every diet. So when somebody says, okay, I need this, I have this goal, and I want to reach this goal by this date. I look at it, okay, then I take my list of all the macros, protein, carbs, fat that I have kind of just created over the years, and I see, well, I'm going to give him this, I'm going to give him this, I'm going to give it this, meal 1, meal 2, this and this, and then when we work with that, that's your foundation. You need to have a nutritional foundation.
And you have to stick
with it. Yes, it's very important because your body gets now accustomed to that food. Something doesn't work, we can change it, but I need to know what doesn't work.
Exactly.
If you're not following through, I don't know what to do, what to change, and what to to adjust. So if you follow everything exactly every day, and then you don't get comfortable with this meal, okay, well, let's change this meal, maybe reduce the carbs or just change it completely. And I just do that from my list, so I don't really have any templates, and okay, I'll send him this, that's it. I customize every meal plan for everybody individually according to their needs and goals.
So when you guys, you can contact me, or just go directly to him. And like I said before, I will post his contact information. Go to him. He knows what he's doing. Hello. Again, almost 30, if not more, competitions underneath his belt. I'm the type I'm not going to promote somebody if I don't believe in it or them.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
I do. I believe in you and what your message is, all the way around. Fitness, mind, spirit, all of that. That's why I wanted you on be my first person here with BS No Excuses. The other question I had was actually from my husband that didn't get put on, which is, what is the best way to put on lean muscle? And I know we talked about you have to shred first, get rid of the fat, and then put on the lean muscle. But how do you actually put that lean muscle on once you've gone past that shred part?
It's not really that difficult. It's just the knowledge of protein, carbs, fats, and you understand what each one does. When you ask put on lean muscles, it's really the protein. Protein builds muscles. It's the amino acids actually that are being used to build up a protein for the body. So protein is number one.
Okay.
You're not really worried about the carbs as much. Carbs are mainly for energy. They do actually assist the protein with the protein synthesis, which is basically to break down the protein into amino acids that are used to build the protein for the body.
The muscles.
So that's important. They are also kind of like a protein sparing. So if you're on very hard, training and you're under stress, you're losing too much protein, that can help to just kind of spare some of the protein in your body so you don't lose too much protein.
How much protein should you
the protein is basically a rule 1 gram per pound. Okay, some of the nutritional books, and if you read it, they recommend like 0.4, 0.5 or something like that per gram per pound, which as far as that's healthy, But if you want to build muscles, we're gonna go a little bit beyond that. So we do at least 1 gram. So if Brad weighs 180, 190 pounds, we should be around 190 grams of protein per day. That actually, I would be more specific. The 1 gram of protein per pound, it's per like lean muscle pound. So if you have
So how do you determine that?
well, if person has, let's say, 10% body fat, then you just kind of subtract that body fat from the body weight. If somebody's 220 pounds, okay, well, he's got, 10%, so we're just gonna take 22 pounds down, so he's really like 200 pounds.
Oh, okay.
So it's really per how lean the person is,
Okay.
It's not everything with the body fat, because, you can look at somebody who's 280, but...
So you don't check your body fat. You just...
Not with the calipers. We kind of just go by what I see, I can kind of guess.
Okay.
I think when I look at myself and I see my body fat, it can be almost as accurate as when you do the calipers. Because the calipers are not really accurate at all. And you would have to go to hospital, and there's special, tests they do. You go to the tunnel, you can check on the computers. That's like to do exact body fat check. Oh my God.
They said I did that once, and they said I was it's like I am now. It
That's,
said I was
that's
37.
worse than the.
It said I was 37% body fat.
That's
and I'm
that's worse than the calipers.
Pounds.
No.
What?
No, they throw the damn thing away.
But I'm sorry, getting back to the...
Yeah, so somebody can be 15-20% body fat. You don't want to be adding all that to the protein intake. That means you don't need that much protein. It's really, you feed the muscle, not the fat. Okay. So it's really the muscle what it needs. So you need to know how much you really weigh. Doesn't have to be exactly to a pound, but let's say you subtract some of the, like Brad, he's not really fat at all.
No, Brad is not fat.
They're like maybe 8%. So if he weighs 190, he really needs...
How much do you weigh? Huh? How much do you weigh?
180.
Yeah, you really need like 170 grams of protein per day. That would be sufficient.
For him to bulk up?
Yes.
Get that lean mass?
To create the foundation. Okay? That doesn't necessarily mean that, okay, we'll do this and now it's going to work. We can go up. But we start with 1 gram. Okay, we're gonna do that. We're gonna create a plan for your meals. We have enough protein per meal in each meal, so you can get up to 180 grams of protein per day.
How long of a week do you have to manage that before you can say the increase?
Building muscles is a very slow process. You don't want to rush things up, because so I would do 3, maybe 4 weeks. Keep that food for a month. See what happens. Nothing's really happening. We go up maybe 1.3 grams per pound body weight, lean muscle mass.
Lean muscle mass.
Yes.
Exclude the fat.
You can go up to 1 point. Usually 1.5 is already good to have.
Okay.
Like when I'm in the competition and I really restrict my carbs, I pump up my protein, so I can go up to I think at least maybe over 2 grams.
Wow.
Yeah, I was at one point I was almost at 500 grams of protein per day, and I weighed at 220. So that's...
How does that mess with your kidneys though? Because that much protein, you have got to filter that out.
Your kidneys are, but remember, it's all time restricted. So you go there for not whole year. This is maybe like when I was getting closer to the competition, we were bumping up the protein. The last 2-3 weeks, I was up to 500, and then when it happens, there's a lot of things that is a little bit off when you train for a competition. So, but once you stop, and then you proceed to just non-competition off-season time, we just balance everything out. We go to like a little recovery mode. We change the meals, and we just regulate. We bring everything back to normal. I think once you're competing on it's not just bodybuilding. It could be any sport. You can take any Olympics. If you go and you want to go to that level, there's always gonna be this little health risk, you know, when
True.
you're gonna be, but it's not like you don't do this forever. There's always this time restriction, just this time, and then that's it. And you'll be back, you're resty, and you allow your body to do a little bit of a recovery.
Okay.
You know, if you do it for too long, yes, it's true.
It'll destroy your
Excessive protein will be damaging your kidneys.
Okay.
Yeah, it's too
Just,
much
that's
stress.
why you drink water.
Water and just keep your protein at a good level. You know, like I said, maybe 1 gram for Brad. Start with that.
So somebody like me, it'd be like, because I weigh 122, plus body fat.
100 grams for you. 100 grams per day.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, I would start with that and then see what happens. You know, it's nothing is really
That's what I'm gonna
written
do.
in the stone. You know, like if there will be somebody and he's gonna give me, there's your diet, you know, and gives me like a guarantee, I'm gonna walk away. There's no way you can
There's
never
no guarantee in
pinpoint
this. No.
that this is gonna work. You know, this is what you begin with, and then we'll see. Will
Yeah.
you not work? Some nutritionists like work with the guy 3 years before he even find out what finally works for that guy. You know,
Yeah.
you can't really be there now and this is it and this is gonna work.
So you
can
guys
pin-
have to
you
have
can
patience.
you can pinpoint things. You just have to work with different meals and changing things around. You know, see what really is gonna work for you.
Okay.
You know, so like I said, but you have to have the knowledge of what you really need to eat. You know, you're not gonna put
Right.
pizza and this and not your diet, and then the rest is something else. You have to have a balanced, good food, and then work with that.
Okay.
You
All
know,
right.
change that. You know, but you need to have the number one thing is very important. You need to have the nutritional foundation
Okay.
followed day in day out. You know, consistently,
Okay.
so your body can recognize, you know, and then get like adapted to that.
Okay.
So,
Well, it is getting a little later, so I wanted to kind of
mm-hmm.
go on with this. But again, guys, if subscribe so that and then comment yes if you do want me to follow him, then that's something I will do. And it may be something I do anyway because I need help. But if you guys have any questions, we're gonna keep doing this because I want to follow you through your progression to see how you're doing, see if you run into any snags or anything like that. And again, like I said, I have been getting feedback just from like my friends, like I said, at work or just like who aren't at my work, just normal outside friends who have asked me, hey, can you ask him this, and this? Yeah, sure, I'd be happy to. But like
Just leave any questions, no problem.
Yeah.
We'll answer it.
yeah,
We'll welcome
definitely.
anybody's questions here.
Yeah, absolutely.
Looking forward to
Absolutely.
more.
Yes, more. But yeah, no. Again, once again, thank you so much.
No, thank you for having me.
And I keep plugging away. Again, like I said, I don't promote things that I don't believe in or have confidence in. But I do promote you. I promote Rexius Nutrition, Iron Haven. People who I personally know and have been motivated by. So again, thank you guys. Thank you guys for tuning in. And again, we'll probably follow up. I'll get with you maybe in another couple weeks, just depending upon his schedule and his beautiful wife Maggie.
Seeing over there.
And she's sitting down.
Doesn't want to come here.
But yeah, and also thank her. I thank you, Maggie, for letting me pick his brain on things.
Thank you for driving me here.
Yeah, that too. But again, guys, thank you guys for tuning in, and we'll get back with you. Peace.